Hello everybody, how are we all doing? Welcome to another episode of An Idiot on Board. And today you join me on a hike. On a hike with no bike. As you've seen in the last episode, I'm still having problems with custard. I'm still having problems, well not problems, but still trying to restore, whatever you want to call it, the C90. And we're getting there slowly. But since I can't ride the bikes at the minute really, and I can't get out and do anything on those, then I've decided to come for another wild camp. In this one, what we're going to do is I'm just hiking my way now out of where I live. I'm going to go do about 10 miles or so and go find a nice discreet little piece of woodland where I can go and pitch up for the night, try and improve some of the stuff I did with the hammock last time, and do some cooking, some outdoors cooking, and yeah, just go try and live it up a little bit and see what I can do. This time then, I am totally on my own. I'm going solo, hand solo. Yeah, I've got nobody with me this time. Kate's not here, because Kate is otherwise engaged. And as are all my other friends, because they have weird jobs where they work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. It's a strange thing, I don't understand what that kind of thing is. But yeah, so we're just making us way out. We're going to find a lovely little spot. And then, yeah, we'll pitch up for the night and go and figure out what we're going to do. If you like bushcraft, if you like wild camping, if you like outdoors cooking, then come join me, follow along, come along with me, because I'm an idiot, don't know what I'm doing. This is all new and this is all learning, and see how we get on. Catch you later. Now, I think it's about 4:15 in the evening, something like that. I don't know, I think I've done, well, I think I've done about 6-7 miles, something like that, but to be honest with you, I couldn't tell you, because without looking at Google Maps, I don't actually know how far I've gone. But I'm in the forest now anyway, and there's a really noisy road near here somewhere. Kind of spoils the allure, doesn't it, of being in a nice isolated woodland. And oh dear, can't get away with pretending like I'm in the middle of nowhere. Well, I am in the middle of nowhere, but there's still a main road running by. Anyway, yeah, without looking at maps or whatever, I don't know exactly how far I've gone. I just kind of plotted a rough route based around where I know and where I've walked my dog in the past, so it's all good. But yeah, so we're gonna keep following the track for a little bit, get a bit deeper into the woodland, and then I'm gonna split off and I'm gonna go and scope out a little spot. Now I have, like I say, oh god, I'm slipping, oh god, look at this mud, slippings. It's like I say, yeah, I sort of know this area roughly because I walk the dog around here from time to time. And I sort of have scoped out a few spots in the past, so it's just trying to remember where they are, and then just also sort of getting set up and then having a bit of a walk around and seeing if they are discreet enough. So obviously if they're not discreet enough, then I'm going to have to shift somewhere else. But at the end of the day, I know technically you shouldn't be doing this, or aren't allowed to do this without landowner's permission, but I'm a big believer in leaving no trace, making sure you're sensitive to the area that you're in, making sure all your crap is taken with you, no rubbish left behind, etc, etc. So you just need to make sure that, you know, most of the time, most people don't mind it. Most people leave you alone as long as you're sensible about what you do and where you're going. So that's the plan anyway. Right, let's crack on for a bit longer and yeah, see how we get on. Just going to say as well, what you won't see in this video is any of those sort of like BS sort of preambled shots, if you know what I mean. You know, the ones where like the camera's off somewhere and then you see somebody wandering past, you know, just like aimlessly as such. Reason you won't see that is because, well, A, I don't have my tripod with me, which trying to make a film without a tripod, to be fair, even later when I start doing cooking and stuff like that, it's going to be relatively difficult because, yeah, well, we're trying to film things one-handed. But we'll see. But yeah, you won't see none of those sort of like pre-set up shots or anything because I'm not really about that. I know sometimes it can help and it can make things look, I don't know, tell the story a little bit more perhaps. But like I said, this is for me. This is all about learning for me. This is all about bushcraft, wild camping, bit of outdoor cooking, that kind of thing. Something that I really enjoy. I want to get into more, and hopefully I want to bring that into the bikes as well. I have got a big trip coming up in sort of November, December time. It's going to be for my 50th episode, so I'm not far off that now. I think this has got to be my 45th, 46th, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, to be honest with you. But yeah, I've got a big trip on the motorbike planned, as you may have seen in my last video. And that's going to be, like I said, for my 50th video / Christmas special, whatever you want to call it. But that is going to be motor camping, motor wild camping, and it's going to be in one of the most barren, desolate places in the UK. You know, so I'm planning on going to the Outer Hebrides, as far east as you can go. Which way to go now? Oh god, this way, carry on. Yeah, and I'm going to go find a place there to go and do a little bit of wild camping and just see how we get on and just do something a little bit more interesting. And like I say, this is all part of that. This is all part of the learning curve, learning process. So yeah, follow along, learn with me and enjoy. So found a nice little secluded spot. I think I can string the hammock between that tree and this tree here. It's about 5 or 6 paces. But we'll see, because that's one of the things which annoyed me last time, was that the tree spacing was too small, too short rather, and I was a bit too banana. So I'll try and flatten it out tonight. I've already looked up, had a good look above, check for any widowmakers or anything that's going to fall down in the night and land on top of me, and I can't see anything. So the next thing I want to do is just take a little bit of a walk round and just see if I'm far enough off the beaten track, and just make sure, you know, there's no sort of obvious trails or anything that walk sort of within the immediate area. Quickly show you then what I've done with my hammock before I get my ridge line set up and get the tarp over. So this time I've got 2 trees that are slightly wider, and the hammock's laying a little bit flatter. So now hopefully this time I'm not going to be as banana as I was last time. I'll be a little bit more comfortable. Need to get on with it because it's, what time are we on now? It's knocking on for nearly 5:30, and according to the sunset time today, I've got what, 10 to 6 sun's meant to set, something like that, 10 to 6 tonight. So obviously being in the woodland, it's going to get dark very quick, you know, and I need to finish off getting set up, and I need to get some food on. Food tonight's going to be interesting. I've got I'll show you in a minute, but I've got a full on, I'm going to do a 1-pot stew. So I've got some steak, some diced steak, onions, carrots, etc. I'm going to whack it all in a pot. I'm going to do a 1-pot stew, and I'm going to do it on my twig stove as well. So as soon as I've got this set up, I'm going to have to go and find some wood and get myself enough to at least get my food done tonight. Obviously, with it being a twig stove, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to have a fire. I'm not going to use it for heat or anything like that tonight. But it'll purely just be for cooking with tonight, basically. Got my tarp set up. Got my hammock set up. I've stuck my sleeping pad in, and I've stuck my sleeping bag in there so it can fluff up a little bit. What I've got to do now then is I've got to go and get some firewood sorted. I want to make a little tripod so I can hang my lantern off it. And then I need to clear a little bit of ground ready so I can start cooking or think about starting to cook. So far so good, we're doing alright. It didn't take me nowhere near as long to set up this time rather. And I'm actually sat down now. And you can see it's not as high as it was last time. I've kept it a little bit lower this time to try and stay a little bit lower profile. I know obviously I could use a shelter, make like a tarp shelter, but that'll be something for next time. We'll try something like that next time, but I'm enjoying my hammock at the minute. I'm going to keep trying to use my hammock and learn with that. Forecast for tonight, I believe it said something like lows of 11 degrees, I think it was something like that when I looked. Flipping midge is starting to munch me again. Yeah, lows were around 11, and there was about a 20% chance of rain at sort of 5-6 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see how we get on. Hopefully, all being well, I'll be okay and I'll stay dry. Let's go get some firewood. Let's build a little tripod for the whatchamacallit, my lantern, and we'll go from there. There you go, look. Little hanging lantern. Let's be honest, I could just leave it on the ground. The tripod doesn't really do a great deal. But it's just something to do, a little bit of bushcrafty. You know, not proving a point, but just learning. As you can probably see, light is disappearing fast. I need to go and get some wood. I'm just faffing around. I need to go and get some wood so that I can go and get some dinner on. Last time when I come out then, I really struggled with lighting the fire using my ferro rod because all the wood was just too damp. Now, despite having that nice crack and what have you and what I was looking for, it was just damp, and I think I've figured out why. Even though we got dead wood that was on the ground, that was a problem. It was dead wood that was on the ground. It was quite damp, we'd had a lot of rain, so all the wood that was lying on the ground basically soaked up all the moisture off the ground, and I didn't even think about it, to be fair. So what I should look for was dead standing, and what I mean by dead standing is a dead tree that's, you know, standing upright or fallen down slightly, or, you know, something like that, so that basically the water can run off it if it needs to. So rather than it being on the ground soaking up moisture, it can run off it. So something like this, for example. So we've got this silver birch, I think it's silver birch, that's fallen down at some point, has come to rest on this tree here, but it's dead and it's not on the ground. So this could be a good one because it's off the ground. It's off the ground, it's well dead, so I might try using a little bit of that. So yeah, right, this one pot that I'm going to cook, well, it normally takes about 2 hours, so I'm going to need enough twigs and firewood to run my burner for about 2 hours or so. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to last that long, to be honest with you, but we'll see. We'll see. Right, I'm going to cut up some wood and I'll see you back at camp when I'm ready. Back from collecting my wood. Don't know what's happening with me yet. Right, back from collecting my wood. As you can see, I've finally got my twig burner going. So at the minute it's quite high, so I'm just going to let it die down a little bit first before I get anything on it. But I'm going to start prepping everything. So I'm going to cut up my onions, cut up my carrots. I've already seasoned the beef at home, but I'm going to start getting that all prepped now. But as you can see, it's gone very, very dark very quickly. I mean, that's looking at the canopy of the trees and you can't see anything now. Yeah, so it got very, very dark very, very quickly. But yeah, so I've got a load of wood up. I don't know if you can see that. Broken it all down into kindling using my axe and my knife. Did that off camera because it's dark. I just needed to get on with it quickly. But yeah, so we'll see how this cooking's going to go now. Yeah, oh, my lantern. I put it on and it died like 30 seconds later. Typical. So where I'm currently at then, don't know if you can see that just there. So I've got rid of the twig stove because it was just creating too much smoke, and I just felt like I was being well too loud sawing up the long twigs, or the kindling that I made sawing it up. It was just making way too much noise, it was too bright, he says with the camera flash on now. So I've gone to my burner instead. I'd rather be able to see the night through and have my food and enjoy it than to me panicking and worrying. So I'll show you what I'm doing now. It smells absolutely amazing. Loads of pepper, a little bit of salt, onion, carrot. Away we go. Just stir it every now and again. Give myself coffee first. Not JD this time. And I'll come back to you when this cooks. It's now 5 to 10 at night. The one pot is still cooking, but it smells amazing and it's gonna be worth it. I'm waiting for it because it's gonna be worth it. I still got my coffee. Here we go, look at this, look. You ready? Oh. If only these modern phones did smell-o-vision. And if you can see, I've changed my jumper. So I've gone to Mama Rumsey's full-on knitted jumper. My mate's mum made this for me. And it's one of the warmest things I've got, and it's absolutely brilliant. My little regatta hoodie wasn't doing it, regatta fleece wasn't doing it anymore, so I've now switched, and this is brilliant. And then later on when the temperature drops, I've also got me down jacket as well, which I'll put on later, but for now I'm alright. But once I've got that in me, I've got my down jacket on, I'll be ready. Yeah, we're getting there, Hurry up. Just check my beef. Bob on. So now, add the gravy. Put some gravy granules in there. Let it thicken up a bit, like a stock. Oh yes. Give that a good old stir. Nice. Give that a couple of minutes to bubble away, thicken up a little bit, and then nosh time. That sounded so wrong. Dinner time. 10:15 at night, whatever time it is. Look at that. One pot wild camp stew. Get a bit of it. This is really hard to film and eat at the same time. Let's get it down, let's try it. It's very hot. That'd be good. That's what I was trying to say before the fox scared the absolute shit out of me. Was that I used rump steak, and it's so tender, it's absolutely beautiful. The carrots are just right, the onions just right. Oh, I mean, look at this. Look at that, look. Absolute perfection in a pot. Definitely worth the wait. Worth the wait. Right, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna tidy up. And I'm gonna get in the hammock. I'm gonna think about going to bed. Yeah, see you when I'm in there. Right, I'm finally in my hammock. It was absolute effort getting in. I've got a right sweat on now. And obviously, if you sweat, you get wet. If you get wet, you get cold. So I'm just trying to dry off a little bit before I go to sleep, so that I can, so that hopefully I won't get too cold. But yeah, on the hammock front, I've got to say a big shout out and a massive thank you to a friend of mine, Sean, also known, if you can find her on Facebook, as Slinky22 Adventures. Sean recently did a massive 5,000 mile trip all around Europe. She went through 14 different countries on a 1994, I believe it is, 94, slightly older than mine, F650 Funduro. And she went all the way out to Romania for the Women's International Motorcycle Association rally. And yeah, did 5,000 miles over 8 weeks and went through 14 countries on the way. So what an amazing feat. She's mostly all solo as well, for the most part. Yeah, big shout out to you, Sean, for that, because that is, honestly, that's awesome. I wish I could do something like that, but I just can't. It's one of those things. But yeah, no, well done. And to top it off, she did the majority of it hammock camping as well. And Sean has been massively helpful to me with giving me advice and what have you on hammocks and things like that. So, you know, I really appreciate that, and thank you ever so much. If you want to see Sean's trip out to Romania, she did put bits and bobs up on Facebook on it, so go find her on Facebook and go and have a look at her trip, because it was absolutely awesome. Morning all, morning. That was quite a rough night, actually. Not rough as in anything going wrong or happening or anything like that, but I just didn't sleep very well last night. I had backache anyway before I got in the hammock, and just made it worse last night. You could probably hear it in my voice. I got quite a dry throat and started coughing a lot last night as well. But yeah, back to the drawing board, I think. I've not quite got there with it yet. Yeah, so going to get tidied up, leave no trace, and get home. Yeah, I think I'll just have some water and then hike it back and get a coffee and whatnot when I get home. Don't want to push it too much being here still, but there you go. Yeah, so thank you all for watching, really appreciate it. As I said before, I am, you know, this isn't moving away from the bikes, I am still biking. As you've seen, I'm just trying to restore Teddy and the C90 and custom F650 Funduro, and trying to get them in a bit of a usable state. I have got a big trip planned coming soon, sort of November, December time. Big trip planned, as I've said, with motor wild camping, and I think I'm going to go to the Outer Hebrides, or I am going to the Outer Hebrides, so yeah, that'd be absolutely awesome. I did say as far east earlier on, I meant west. But yeah, so stick around for that one. Yeah, I just need to get myself sorted and go home. I'm knackered. See you all next time. Bye.